it's also important to continually update the stereotypes and the beliefs that you hold and take individual responsibility for that. So if you think of the idea, okay, do I believe that I can become a psychologist? Well, there are going to be external factors that shape your understanding of that. Like, have I seen people like me do it, for example? But we also have a whole internal world that it's our job to update. So, okay, what limiting beliefs do I have that are contributing towards me avoiding that path, for example? What fears do I have? What narratives are in my family culture? If you think right down at that kind of that layer just outside the self, if you think about that family influence, what have my family told me that I am capable of? What have my friends told me that I'm capable of? What messages did I get from school? And I think it's our job to continually revise and update these in light of new evidence. Because we also have, I guess as human beings, we are primed to focus on the negatives. And we are primed to look for the evidence that confirms our negative beliefs. And we get stuck in a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So let's take the belief like, I'm not good enough to go for it. Or what evidence do you have? What concrete, tangible evidence do you have that that is true? And most of the time when you sit down and do this with people, they have a whole stack of evidence that goes against it that they've never really paid attention to, because they've really focused on the evidence that's confirmed that negative belief. And then you get stuck in a cycle because you live your life in a way that is unconsciously reinforcing that belief behind the scenes.
It's really difficult to let go of, isn't it? Because you tie all those things with yourself and the story that you tell about yourself.
Yeah.
And previous guest has mentioned that you should always look for disconfirming evidence to make sure you're not in a bubble. But it's even harder, talking about like views and beliefs. But it's even harder when those views and beliefs are about yourself. So, what are the steps that someone can, listening to this? Obviously we could go into a lot of detail, and there's a lot of nuance for different people's environments and where they are. But like, what are like the practical steps that you'd say in your experience of like coming to unravel those things and kind of off the back of what you've just said about the self-limiting beliefs and things?
Yeah. And it's hard because we said before, as human beings, we tend to resist change, but we also hate being wrong. So even if you have a self-limiting belief, we're kind of attached to it because we don't want to be proven wrong. We don't want to admit that this whole time this belief has been, disproved. We don't want that. We kind of attach to holding on to these beliefs even if they're not serving us. There's a technique in cognitive behavioral therapy, which is CBT for short, and it comes from the kind of Stoic philosopher Socrates, and it's called Socratic questioning. Now, this is all about providing people with the questions, which is like a key that unlocks the answers in them. So we don't give people the answers, we give them the questions that can hopefully unlock the answers for themselves. And with Socratic questioning, it's like a quest to challenge your assumptions. And it's kind of like you kind of bury down into a statement by asking certain questions. And you can do this for yourself. And it's really just about questioning things. And a good place to start is often look at what you're avoiding. Because we avoid things that we're scared of. And we're scared of them for a reason, typically because it relates to some of our kind of core beliefs. So I'd say in life, look at the things you're avoiding. Say, for example, you're avoiding trying a new hobby. And I think the first question that's important to ask is kind of why. So we're looking at, why are you avoiding that hobby? What do you think would happen if you were to go to that class? So, okay, what do you think would happen if you were to go to that class? Well, I wouldn't know what to do. Okay, why would that be such a bad thing? Well, if I don't know what to do, I'm going to look stupid. Okay, why does it matter to you that people think that you look stupid? Well, I want to make sure that I impress people. Okay, what about you makes you think that you won't impress people? Well, because I'm a failure. And then before you know it, kind of by burying down into using these questions, you get to this core belief of, I'm a failure. And I'm avoiding this class because I'm scared it's going to confirm this belief that I have that I can't do it.